Hello guys, Shockwave came back here once again. Yes, I'm sorry. It's our title of the video. It seemed like we were back here again. I should have sworn I made the same video back, like a year back or so, back in around October. But yes, once again, boys and girls, it's time to play the good old game of who is Ricardo Martinez going to fight next. Yes, of course, once again, we've done this before. We went over this last year, and sure, I might have got it extremely wrong. Alright, extremely wrong, but this year is different. Alright, this year is vastly different from the last. Alright, it is very, very different. And the reason is, number one, Amai has called that Sendo. That's how you can tell Amai is already suicidal. Alright, he don't call that a killer, a savage. See, I've heard rumors that he has slaughtered tigers with his bare hands. He is the Tiger King. He has respect of all domestic cats in Japan. The Rocky of Nanyu Ascendo, and I might have a death wish at that one, but he's called him out. And the fact that Fuji Amari has pretty much revealed that the Ricardo Martinez is going to fight somebody else instead of Sendo is going to do one or two things. Alright, is rather going to make the fan base mad, or the replacement for Sendo is going to be better than Sendo himself. Now, it could easily be that Ricardo Martinez can go from Undisputed. That is 100% possible that he could be going currently for Undisputed. Now, if Ricardo Martinez is going for Undisputed, then Mr. Nobody is going to pretty much be Mr. Nobody. He could be another Billy McCullum. He could be a top tier fighter. He can be... if he's going against Antonio, if he is fighting Antonio or Wally, boy, that'll be a fight. That'll be a fight right there. That would be one of the best things. If he's going to fight Antonio, who got a belt somehow, like if you had like 2 or 3 fights and Antonio has a belt and he goes against Martinez, that would be an excellent fight. Excellent. And if he's going against Wally, that would be even better. Makanuchi gave me something. That would be even better if he fights Wally. So anything can happen. Of course, anything could happen. But, of course, most people already know my main opinion. Who do I believe Ricardo Martinez is going to fight? We have Antonio, we got Wally. In my opinion, Ricardo Martinez next opponent. Like, the story has been picking up pretty quickly. Another hint towards Ippo possibly returning. Wait a minute. Now, George did make a good point. It will not take as long. It will not take as long. Because, apparently, the story is moving at lightning fast speed. We just seen a man get his entire career ended, got murdered, rocked, and shot, shaked and baked. I've never seen someone get hit so hard in his guts that he throw up his mouthpiece and just just leaves himself open to get annihilated. But apparently it just today wasn't Hoshi's day. It's just today was not Hoshi's day. But the story moving quite quickly, is picking up another hint towards Ippo and things like that. And in my personal opinion, of course, people can say whatever they want, alright? People can claim whatever they want, but in my personal opinion, it has to be a fight with Miyata. Because there is no way that he'll trade in Sendo, a person who knocked him down in sparring, with just a nobody. It has to be somebody important, unless it's going to be somebody we've already seen like Antonio or Wally, which both of them would make sense in my opinion, like the last time. This time, it has to be Miyata. It has to be. Miyata claims he's going to move on. Miyata claims this and that. He's been stressed out across his bed, this and that. And in my opinion, it has to be Miyata this time. We can't be... Because that's the thing. If Ippo fights Amai, draw whatever, fight Sendo, and then go undisputed. And then goes undisputed against Miyata. That'd be an excellent fight. That'd be fantastic. It'd be fantastic that they can meet at the catch where they can fight. But in my opinion, it has to be Miyata. It has to be. There is no way that Ricardo Martinez, after getting dropped, rocked, and shocked, you can't really say he was. Technically he was rocked, and technically he did get dropped in sparring. But it is just sparring. That's again shocked, jocked, and rocked. There is no way Ricardo Martinez would just change his plans like that on the whim. He's not somebody who's like disingenuous. He's not somebody who's just, I just say whatever. Now he did say the same thing with Alfredo Gonzalez. It's not the first time Ricardo Martinez have done something like this. But from that same merit, I'm pretty sure the only reason he said that with Freddy Gonzalez was he expected Ippo to win, and he wanted to fight somebody like Ippo with the Dempsey roll. That was the only reason. But why trade that Sendo for a nobody? Why trade, like, see, it has to be somebody with some extreme talent, or like that one video I made, the who are the other world champions? It would have to be that, because I don't see any other reason why Ricardo Martinez would just out of nowhere just say, well, I'm gonna fight somebody else instead of Sendo. Even though you guaranteed Sendo. But somebody said, oh, you said the same thing. No, that's the thing. The reason he didn't want to give Alpha fight, because after you get beaten twice by Ricardo Martinez, there's no point. There is no point of fighting you no more, man. It's not just the fact that he beat Ricardo Martinez with Freddy Gonzalez. It's the fact that Martinez beat Alpha to a bloody pulp. Had him hurt, wounded, rocked, shot, jocked, and had him hurt. Alright. So it's not like he's just, oh, what, they needed a trilogy fight. No, there was no need of the trilogy fight. The trilogy fight, there was no need for that. There was no need for that at all. So, from Ricardo Martinez's standpoint, alright then, I just knock you out. Just rock, shock, and drop you. And, that should be all it takes. So, there'll be pretty much no need to fight him again. I got partially distracted by the game, sorry. But there'll be no reason to fight him again. But against Sendo, who was so, like, seriously, name another time that we've seen Ricardo Martinez more excited than when he fought Sendo. You can't do it. You can't do it. He was so excited. He was so happy. Like, he's finally found somebody. He's finally found his number 2 in the world. Finally found his other half. He's finally have done it. But this out of nowhere, just, well, press conference is gonna fight somebody else. There's only 3 other options, 3 other featherweights that Ricardo Martinez just haven't had a taste yet. So it'll be some fresh, some young bucks to be going against here. That is Antonio, that is Wally, and that is Miyata. Those are the only other 3. Only other 3, and it's more likely to be Antonio or Miyata, because Antonio and both Miyata have the rank to be able to challenge Ricardo Martinez. Not including the fact that Billy McCullum dropped his belt. Someone had to fight for the vacant title. It could easily been Antonio or Miyata. Easily could have been. Easily. But those are really, some might say, why not bringing up Wally? It's not the fact that I don't believe Wally could do it. To me, it's the fact that Wally don't really have to rank to really fight Ricardo Martinez. That's literally the only thing to me. He doesn't have the rank to fight him at all. If he would have had the rank, then I'd be like, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. But since he doesn't have the rank, I can't really say like Ricardo Martinez would actually want to fight him, since he doesn't have the rank. Like, he just doesn't just, well, you know, one bad day I just go fight nobody. No, it's just Ricardo Martinez chooses opponents purposely, because they got to have it. All right, they got to give Martinez something that he wants. All right, got to push him. He got to have a drive to fight them. He doesn't want another Billy McCullum. He wants somebody to push him to the limit. And there's only a few people who can actually do that. That's a Miyata, that's a Sendo, and that's an Antonio. And Wally just doesn't have that rank to be in like the top 10 to directly challenge him and be like, yeah, it'll be reasonable. So that's why I say it can only be like 3 other options. And since he's not choosing option A, Sendo, it has to be Miyata or Antonio Guevara. It has to be, without a shadow of a doubt. It has to be those 2, without a shadow of a doubt. It has to be. It has to be. It has to be. Like, they wouldn't, like, George wouldn't rob us of a major fight with Sanders just to throw it to a nobody. I don't think he would do it. Somebody say, well, you know, people can change this and that. Yeah, you can say whatever. You can say whatever. You can say whatever. But I personally don't believe that George would do us like that. I just don't, because he haven't done it yet. Now somebody say, he said, oh, he did it. He did it with the whole Miyata fight, an Ippo fight, and we got Randy Boy Jr. And apparently there are some people on this planet who thinks Randy Boy Jr. is good. I don't know how or why, but you got Randy Boy Jr. And somehow Miyata had plot on me in that fight. Alright then. Even if Void had a legitimate reason to lose against Ippo, Ippo had blood on him. Void's the best character in the world. And it's sad, because it's people like them who cause me to hate Void. But overall, there's only 2 options. Alright. It's whether there's Ippo and there's Miyata. Alright. There's whether there's Antonio and there's Miyata. That is it. Those are the only two other options where it'd be like, yeah, it was worth it to see Ricardo Martinez fight somebody else. There's only three options. And boy, things are heating up, man. Things are heating up in Hajime Ippo. One chapter or another. Misha got his championship match coming up. Like, who else is going to have a fight? George, my heart cannot take it. There's not enough blood pressure medication for me to watch this stuff, man. As you can tell, I love this stuff too much. I really do. I think I've watched way too much Hajime Ippo for my own good. I really have. Like, seriously, there's no normal person could be this hyped up after Hajime Ippo. No normal person could be that hyped up. But as you can see from me, it is worth it. Oh boy, it's worth it. But once again, to put it with the video, it has to be only two people. It has to be Miyata or Antonio. Because I really want it to be Miyata. I really do, because Miyata should have a high enough rank to be at least number 2 or number 1 in any of the belt divisions. We're the first to rank it, but the only reason I don't believe it would be Miyata is because Miyata could easily change weight class to do something else. I personally want it to be Miyata. I really do want it to be Miyata. Miyata is the only other option that makes sense. Now, will Miyata be able to beat Ricardo? That is the question. That is the question, because if Miyata loses to Ricardo Martinez, will people still be hyped? Yeah, that's not really good. It depends how Miyata lose. If Miyata get dominated and someone like Sendo beats him, then it would be like people want to see Sendo. Because, you know, Miyata's trash. But then again, it's not real world boxing, it's Ippo. But so in my opinion, I still want to see that Ippo versus Miyata fight, because as some people might say, styles make fights. But in my opinion, those are the only two. Those are the only two that make sense. Those are the only two that seems like it could actually happen. And I cannot wait to see how it turns out. This is what is wrong with me? Why am I so excited for this franchise? What is wrong with me? Like, where does all this enthusiasm come from? It's one series, man. It's one series. And apparently I also got some more competition with the whole Ippo thing. Apparently there's another challenge that make videos now. Great. Like, I didn't have enough problems. I can never get to either road. I always gotta get all the challenges and everything. It doesn't matter. But even Shaka King got thoughts. Who do you believe Ricardo Martinez next opponent would be? I really want it to be Miyata. I really want it to be Miyata. I really do want it to be Miyata. But the only thing is it just a dream? Is it just a dream? And if Miyata beats Ricardo Martinez, oh my, it's just like, what would be better, Miyata versus Ippo first, or Sendo versus Ippo? It's just, there's so many options. There's so many options that they could choose from. Well, just George and his editor. There's so many options they can choose from. My goodness, there's so many options, man. There's so many options they can choose from. It could go either way. This is what happens, man. You get too invested, this stuff becomes too good, and this is what happens, man. You just get it too invested. But I've been Shaka King, got thoughts on the opinions. Who do you believe Ricardo Martinez will be fighting next? There's no way. There is no way, in my opinion. There is no way it's gonna be another no-name. Unless it's for Undisputed, I don't think George will just give us another no-name. I really don't. I could be wrong, but it has to be somebody with a name. It has to be. And boy, the way the story could go, the way they can hype up somebody, there's so many options. It'd be interesting. What if it was Randy Boy Jr.? As much as I despise that character, what if he picked up the vacant WBC? What if he did? That would be interesting. That really would be interesting. If Randy Boy Jr. picks up that vacant belt, that would be something. That really would be something. The amount of hype for the unification between Martinez, the hype would be off the charts. The hype would be off the charts. I don't think I could take it, man. I don't think I could do this. I'm too invested into this. This is why I said that I'm no longer neck deep inside Hajime Ippo. I'm drowning. All right. I love this stuff too much. The passion oozes out of me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with the passion. The overwhelming passion just oozes out of me. I love this stuff. I love it too much. I really do. But guys, being King, I'd like go wait, what? That's not even English. I'd like to know your guys' thoughts and opinions. Be King, and peace.